Hi, I'm Rayburn Hare with JoinWithMe.life, and I'm here with a very good friend. I call him the Colonel. His name is Dennis, and I met Dennis, oh goodness, a number of years swimming at the YMCA. I just used to watch him swim, and I just thought, man, that guy is such a great swimmer. Smooth and easy, and so over the years I would just see him, and some point we chatted and I learned a little bit about him and that he was a retired colonel from the Marines. We'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. And so I just, like I said, over the years you got to kind of connect with Dennis over a number of different things, and I've just found him to be a very intriguing person for a number of reasons. Dennis, one, retired colonel from the Marines, and thank you for that. Thank you for 28 years of service, and I know that that was very demanding and very, but thank you for your service to the country, and
glad to do it.
And what that teaches me is anybody that obviously is in the Marines and colonel military develop some discipline somewhere, and I have an idea that would happen before, but you certainly enhance that. The other thing that intrigues me about Dennis is 70 years old, and he's just a picture of health and fitness and the swimming part, and Dennis, here's my question to you. If you'll help us understand, what is it that makes a 70-year-old retired colonel from the Marines care about life or care about yourself?
Well, I think it all started with my parents because they had a routine. They got up early, you got up early, you made your bed, you ate breakfast, a good breakfast every morning, and my mom made sure she had us breakfast on the table. And then we went to school, she went to work, and I usually got home before she did, and I either helped do the whole supper or part of it, and it was ready to go when she got home, and we followed their rules. And you didn't live in the house if you didn't follow the rules, and you had to do errands every morning, and that just got me started. And then I kept that up when I went to college. Basically, while we were growing up, we lived on a farm, and my grandparents' farm, and we had to take care of the animals early and at night, and sometimes during the night. And you just discipline, you got to do it. So you got to put it in your mindset, you're going to do it. And to be honest, I can't sit down for 20, 30 minutes. I'm always on the go. I can't just sit down and watch television. And it just makes me feel better to be up doing something. I feel like there's something that needs to be done, either taking care of my health or some kind of work. I don't know, I'm not a guy that wants to sit down very long. And I found out that in the morning, yeah, it's tough sometimes to put those two feet on the floor and stand up. But once you stand up, you'll be glad you did.
Dennis, it's interesting. You talk about your parents, and so obviously our roots are always very important. When you were younger, you said, I think you just said, we had to do it. We had chores, we had responsibilities, and you were expected to do it. What I know that taught you a lot, as you have said. What is it about your parents that you appreciated, or that you would say you appreciate now about that?
That they made me follow the rules, and I didn't want to let them down. Basically, as I got older, I wanted to do everything I could to help them, because I did not want to let them down, because they raised me right, and they taught me what was right and wrong, and they paid my way through college. Granted, I worked on a farm in the summertime, but I mean, it was, I help you and they helped me, and it was a two-way street. I mean, I just, I didn't feel like it was right not to do what they wanted me to do.
Now, Dennis, as we'll say a 16-year-old or 15, 16, I'm sure there were times you didn't want to get up and do this, or you didn't want to do that, and you felt like, wow, where did you come to resolve? Hey, listen, I don't want to do this, but where'd you resolve that?
Yeah, maybe it just came natural to me. I'd lay in bed early, and 5:45. We got up every morning at school morning, 5:45. My mom was always in the kitchen at 6 o'clock, and you had to be out. And at those days, we had to walk to several kids had to go to a single bus stop. You didn't get picked up at every driveway. You had to walk a certain distance, and that prevented the bus driver. You didn't ride the bus as long as if all of you consolidated.
Right.
Not all of you, but
Right.
we usually had 15 kids at one bus stop, and you just had to be there and had to get your errands around the house done. 1 week would clean up. My brother and I would take turns. 1 week I'd clean up the house while he helped my dad do the dishes while my mom got ready for work.
Mm.
And we all had our job to do. If we all did it, we got things done.
That's great. But you didn't walk barefooted, did you, to the bus stop?
Oh, no, no.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
No. But we did have a lot more snow than
Yeah, I got you.
And I tell you, when we getting up the same way in the morning, we stayed with our grandparents on the farm. And if you didn't get up at 5:15 in the summertime for breakfast, if you got up at 5:30 or 5:45, you went to work you went out and started working in the field or something without any breakfast.
So Mama started cleaning up, and once it was cleaned up, it was it. You snooze, you lose. Huh?
You're exactly right. She would holler up the steps one time, and if you didn't go,
that's phenomenal. That's a great story, and I'm sure that you certainly grew up with a great deal of admiration and respect for your mom and dad and
my grandparents and everything. I mean, we've lived on a century farm almost 200 years. And we felt like we were a part of something important.
We're going to continue this discussion about various things because I find Dennis to be, just once again, just an incredible person, extremely disciplined about life and about things that are important to him, and I felt it was worthy, kind of our time to maybe for you to learn a little bit about Dennis. So this is Rayburn Hare. This is the Colonel with Join With Me Life. Thank you.